of Grand Prix Manchester. Hello and welcome to the finals of Grand Prix Manchester. The clues there, the trophies on the table. Fabrizio Anteri, he's already picked up one of those trophies this season. He's got a second place trophy as well. He's had a third at a Grand Prix. What's he going to have at the end of this match?
This season or this month?
Wow. Yeah, it's been a pretty crazy moment for Fabrizio Anteri lately. I don't know what it is, what's in the water, but given that I live in pretty much the same city as him, I feel like I should be drinking the same water, and I'm not that good at Magic right now. He's playing bug control. His opponent, red, green, white mid-range, Tamas Glied of Hungary, another player with a lot of success. He's been on the national team for Hungary. He's playing Naya. He's shuffled up. He's presented his deck to Anteri. He's keen to get on with this match and try and claim that trophy of Grand Prix Manchester champion.
Each of these players played this matchup probably about between 5 and 10 times this weekend.
Yeah.
So they know what they're getting into.
Yeah, these probably, going into the weekend, if you'd had to pick out, and realistically I probably did ask you at some point before the weekend, what the two big decks were, I think these would have been your picks, right?
Yeah.
Just because they've got a target on their head, though, has not stopped them rising to the top. And it looks like Fabrizio Anteri on a mulligan. Now, he finished lower in the Swiss, so he is ultimately going to be going second in this matchup. But Tamas Glied also with a mulligan. Both of these players down to 6. Now, which of these decks mulligans better, would you say, Raf, or is it pretty much a push?
That's a tough question. I think since
I don't just ask easy questions.
I would say bug mulligan's better because its mana curve is lower. Like the high spell is only 5 mana, whereas in Naya, the high casting of Scarlet deck is 5 and 6.
Yeah, I guess.
And you have a lot of them.
The Naya deck, up to a point, is kind of like a mana ramp deck. It's got Sylvan Caryatids and Voyaging Satyrs. It's got big expensive threats. And one of the classic issues that mana ramp decks can have is drawing the wrong mix. With 6 cards, that's a little bit harder. And with Thoughtseize in Fabrizio Anteri's deck, he can potentially punish a spotty draw a little bit better, right?
On the other hand, Tamas has a lot of ways to actually get to 5 and 6 mana, even with the mulligan or 2.
So hopefully we're not going to go down beyond 6. We don't really want our finals decided by mana issues too much if we can help it. Well, on one side, on Tamas' side of the board, things don't look too bad, but Fabrizio, he's going to have a little bit of a think here.
I think it's a keep. Oh, he's on the Fabrizio is on the play. On the draw, that would have been a fast keep, but on the play, that's. Is he gonna draw a land here, or an island?
So there's a Thoughtseize. Let's have a look at what Tamas is working with. 2 lands, Voyaging Satyr, Destructive Revelry, Xenagos the Reveler, and that Courser of Crucifix.
So no red mana. So do you take the Courser or do you take the Satyr?
Let's see if we can get a quick butchers at what's going on in Anteri's hand.
Anteri does not have a green mana. Basically cannot play a single spell off his hand.
So really it's what can slow down the most.
I think I would take the Courser here.
Yeah, I mean the Courser is what's gonna improve his draws the fastest.
Like
even if
there's so many dead draws from Tamas here. At least for a couple turns.
Yeah, and effectively, if all Tamas is doing is trying to find a non-green mana source, the Courser finds it the fastest. Right. So getting rid of it seems like a strong play. That Magma Jet at the moment does absolutely nothing.
It's one of the dead draws I was talking about. And here comes the green mana.
That a great top deck for Fabrizio Anteri.
That's
Sylvan Caryatid in play. His mana now peachy.
And the red mana coming up now.
Jolly good, lovely stuff. We're going to see some real magic as both players able to cast some spells. Very happy on this side of things. Tamas has a little think about that card that he's scrying with his temple there. It's going to the bottom. He thinks he can do better.
So now he has perfect information. So what you do?
Ashiok. Ashiok is Ashi-okay.
I was not sure about the Cura play, but Ashiok is...
No Xenagos, no Lightning Strike, no Polis Crusher. So next turn, Fabrizio could just throw down a Polis Crusher.
What was happening?
What's going on here?
Oh, end of turn.
Okay, so no Polis Crushers for a little bit, but that's okay. I don't think Fabrizio is going to mind too much.
These Magma Jets are not very efficient in this matchup.
That Magma Jet, at least in parts, just to improve Tamas Glied's draws a little bit.
Yeah.
Get the scry in, make sure that top deck's alive, because he has got kind of a spotty hand. He needs a bit of improvement. And another temple here does mean that Tamas has access to white mana, and if he really needs to, the Voyaging Satyr can untap it immediately to use that white mana this turn.
For Xenagos, make a dude probably go ahead.
Yeah. So that Satyr, no real point at attacking this turn. It's definitely just going to get blocked with Sylvan Caryatid. And Fabrizio, he doesn't even want us to see what's in his hand. He's keeping everything face down for now. He knows he's going to be using Ashiok to start with. He's not hit any lands off Ashiok yet. It's nothing but threats.
So what's Fabrizio's plan here? I don't think Cura is a good plan. Is it? Yeah.
Hero's Downfall, I will accept. That one, doing good work. No Lando. That a little unfortunate for Fabrizio. But Ashiok.
As soon as he draws another land, the game is going to be way different. With Sphinx on the board, if he doesn't draw, he can still play the Cura.
Sylvan Caryatid, not quite what he's looking for.
+1 Cura then. Elspeth, Business, and the Dragon.
Wow. So, out of all of the things that he's hit, he's only hit one land in 3 activations of Ashiok. I mean, yes, the Naya deck is chock full of threats, but that's still a pretty good hit rate. And bubbling the Satyr.
Yep.
So the Planeswalker's fairly safe here.
And another Caryatid.
I mean, in the absence of something better to do, Tamas will play it, but he'll hope for something different, I'd imagine.
And Fabrizio is slowly but surely building his board, but this is going to be very hard to overcome for Tamas at this point.
So there's another land. So Prognostic Sphinx can happen as and when.
Team Bug is complete now with the Prognostic Sphinx in play.
So, given enough time, Fabrizio Anteri is the one that has the opportunity to go crazy with dragons.
Dragon? Oh yeah, and Krakens.
Yeah, dragons and Krakens combined, when they fight together, truly they are unstoppable. It sounds like the plot of a Japanese film.
Banishing Light on Ashiok this turn, or on
something needs banishing.
Probably Ashiok this turn. He needs to draw another one next turn. Yeah.
All right. So Ashiok has done a good job of letting Tamas know what he's not going to be drawing this game, or not be drawing as much of, certainly. All but one of the Xenagoses now Xenagon.
Look us back.
Back in style.
I would really like to see the Krakens in play, the actual token.
Yeah, we've not seen Krakens in play in the feature match area, certainly on the rounds that I've been around, which is most of them.
Please don't scoop.
And again, nothing but action. More Caryatids all over.
No scoop, please, no scoop.
And it would be wrong to scoop at this stage. Like, there is still potential to come back in this game.
Whoa!
Oh.
All right.
I mean, I'm pretty happy that Fabrizio has won that game, but I would have liked to see some Krakens. So, the first game, pretty quick. Like, I would say that the shuffling and mulliganing probably took only slightly less time than the game itself. And now the players look to the sideboards, and we're going to do exactly the same thing. So, Fabrizio Anteri, he's got 2 Feast of Dreams, 3 Gainsay, 2 Read the Bones, 2 Psychic Intrusion, 1 Dark Betrayal, 1 Unravel the Ether, another Ashiok, another Silence the Believers, and 2 Drown in Sorrow in his sideboard.
Wait, if he has the same list, if Tamas has the same list we have, then it's not written. Drown in Sorrow is not written.
Hopefully that's something that will have been fixed in the area. I mean, there was just a couple of cards that hadn't been typed up on the sheet that we've got in front of us here.
All right.
On the other side of things, Tamas has Destructive Revelry, 2 Fated Conflagration, a Banishing Light, 2 Revel of the Fallen God, 3 Perforos God of the Forge, 2 Arbor Colossus, 2 Magma Spray, 2 Glare of Heresy. To be honest, a large proportion of Tamas Glied's sideboard seems relevant here.
Yeah.
Fabrizio Anteri probably doesn't need to make quite so many changes. It's just a matter of sort of fine-tuning to get himself into...
Read the Bones, Psychic Intrusion. Is that it?
Unravel the Ether, perfectly reasonable. The extra Ashiok, tempting. But, I mean, Ashiok, at its best in the control mirrors, really.
So what do you take out? That's the... Do you take out Ashiok? Do you take out... I think, who took out Ashiok? Oh, I think that was Kai. Kai was playing the Naya matchup, and he took out all his Ashioks.
Interesting. I mean, when Kai makes a play, I feel like there's a good chance
it's the right one. I could be wrong too, but it might be right.
If Fabrizio Anteri wins this next game, he's going to be in the booth, and we're going to be able to ask him.
All right.
Get a little bit of an interview with the winner.
So he took out Reaper of the Wilds. Two Reapers, Wild Blight.
Is that a Corsair? Sorry, Caryatid?
Yes.
Yeah, the Caryatid's something that sort of, they're certainly important, but actually in some matchups they can get shaved down a little bit. I know that that's something that Patrick Chapin was certainly a fan of at the Pro Tour. In the matchups where he felt like they were going to go kind of longer anyway, he was just happy to naturally draw his lands and do it that way.
You can see what happened in this game. Like Tamas drew so many Caryatids.
Yeah.
Or so many, mana producers.
So, for those of you counting, Fabrizio Anteri, since London 2013, where he finished 3rd, he finished 2nd in Antwerp in 2013. He won GP Warsaw, what, a month ago?
Yep.
Almost exactly a month ago. He's now at least going to be 2nd at Grand Prix Manchester, and he's already a game up, just 1 game away. So this is back-to-back European Grand Prix where Fabrizio Anteri has shown that basically he's in command of the Grand Prix format. I mean, 2 completely different formats as well. Warsaw, very much, you know.
Someone won two back-to-back Grand Prix in Europe.
Yeah?
Yep. Rich is back-to-back Grand Prix in Europe. Yes, it happened. In Europe, yes.
Oh, this is a trivia question for Rich. He's looking concerned.
No. That was not. No, that was not.
It Camille?
Nope.
Let's.
In Europe.
Saito's done it, but not in Europe. Okay. Then there's a relatively select group of people who've won back-to-back GPs. Full stop.
That might not be the one you think of, but not the. Like he's not around anymore. He's French. He was a French national champion.
Rich Hagen is scratching his head.
Nope.
No. This a great trivia question. Normally Rich Hagen, the one that's running the trivias. The chat room, come on Twitch. It's Twitch and Rich Hagen versus Raphael Levy.
I can give you a hint if you want.
No hints.
No hints.
Whoever gets this gets all the Twitch points. There's no such thing as Twitch points. This is all for pride.
All right, I'll answer that question later. If Twitch has the answer, it's fine. I'll give the answer later.
Okay.
But let's get back to this game.
Yeah, it looks
Probably
like they're drawing their opening hands. Any mulligans? Look, Fabrizio Anteri, little nod, he's happy.
And by the way, he has not won back-to-back Grand Prix yet, because he has to win one of the next 2 games.
Well, he's kept his 7. He's seen a Scryland on turn 1 from Tamas Glied. He's got one of his own on turn 1. Well, he has a little bit of a think. Checked his hand. It's got land. It's got spells. He leaves that one on top, so he's pretty happy with it. And Tamas having a little bit of think. No, turn to Accelerant. He's got 8 of them in his deck, or at least he did have before he started sideboarding. Frank Carsten's had a little bit of a look at the sideboarding. He knows what's up.
Psychic Intrusion on turn 4. That would be great.
Well, Psychic Intrusion on turn 3 could happen because he's got the Sylvan Caryatid in play on turn 2. Oh, sorry, my apologies, Crossfire. Don't worry, we'll get back to our regularly scheduled getting things right soon enough.
All right, so Voyaging Satyr. So he has the choice to shuffle back the Centaur, but maybe he actually wants Tamas to draw the Voyaging Satyr.
Are we looking at a potential Unravel the Ether here?
Yeah. That's something you have to look out for when you're playing artifacts against green.
Yeah.
When you're playing artifacts and enchantment. When you're playing Corsair. You're like, okay, I'm gonna draw this next turn. I'm fine even if it dies. And then everything gets shuffled. You're like, oh.
Everything goes wrong.
Oh no, I didn't expect that.
Yeah, Unravel the Ether, a very powerful answer to Corsair Crucifix, because not only does it get rid of the Corsair, it gets rid of the card on top too.
Oh wait, show the card first.
Yeah, let's have a look at the card.
It doesn't matter since he played it already.
I guess it's getting shuffled, but
yeah. It
might tell him something about sideboarding, I guess. So, Tamas now. His card for the turn just sat there, ready to be combined with his hands. That's the Voyaging Satyr, and what's the play? It looks like there's another Corsair Crucifix going on. There it is, second verse, same as the first. Corsair Crucifix number 2, what's on top? There's a land.
Wow.
And Scryland at that, that's pretty much exactly what you want when you cast a Corsair Crucifix on turn 4, right?
I think he could have waited to take 2 this turn. Yeah. It's like the card on top was not really a problem.
Voyaging
and then
Satyr,
he's getting so much value out of the Satyr, out of his second Centaur here.
Yeah, I mean, you have to wonder, if Tamas had had the opportunity to scry that Satyr to the top of the bottom, what would he have done?
Yeah.
If he wasn't going to keep it on top, then effectively Fabrizio's given him a scry.
So what's up there?
There is a dragon.
Wow, there's a lot of stuff.
There's a fated conflagration. Oh, there's a revel of the fallen god. And that Voyaging Satyr along with the land.
Like taking the dragon is pretty much taking 2 cards here, but then he would have to deal with the revels. Huh. The dragon is coming down next turn, but he has an answer to it. Do you take the rebel? I think I'll take the rebel here.
The rebel seems pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Psychic Intrusion. Not a card that I had played a whole lot of. It's something that initially when I saw it in drafts, it was one of those things where like there were so many lines of text that it didn't ever quite make it into my draft pile. But certainly a powerful one here. Oh, and look at this. A little treat for us from Frank Carsten. We've got some details on exactly how the sideboarding has gone, at least for Tamas Glied. So he has taken out a couple of Magma Jets, all of his Lightning Strikes, his Destructive Revelries, and his Polis Crushers. That gives him loads of space to add 2 Arbor Colossus, 2 Fated Conflagration, a Banishing Light, 3 Perforos, and 2 Revel of the Fallen God. It's all about the powerful permanents.
So Revels. So he took Revels with Intrusion, Psychic Intrusion, and attack for 6.
Yeah, 1 dragon's come down. Another dragon just lurking on the top of Tamas' deck here. But a couple, while there are a couple of Heroes Downfall. Oh, this is a gamble. Is there a land on top? There is, but it's not an untapped one.
He has a mana
okay.
And I think it's a forest. It's a swamp.
Okay. So he is able to hold up a Hero's Downfall here. But Fabrizio taking his lumps. Not more dragons for now. Probably for the best.
It's going to be another attack for 4 this turn.
Voyaging Satyr on top again. Double dragon, but not for long. One of them's off. The other one successfully cracking in, taking Fabrizio Anteri to just 11 life. So we've just found out what Anteri's been sideboarding. He took out 1 Silence of Believers, a Kiora, 2 Reaper of the Wilds, and a Sylvan Caryatid. That made space for an extra Ashiok, 2 Psychic Intrusion, one of which we've already seen, the Unravel Ether we've already seen, and an extra copy of Read the Bones. Interesting stuff. Both players sort of having to shave to make space for all the cards they're bringing in. Quite a bit of sideboarding as it turns out.
Hero's Downfall is going to take down the dragon. I think it's gonna happen now. It has to happen during main step, or before Tamas untaps, which is pretty much main step.
Yeah.
Does he know? Yeah, he knows. Fabrizio knows Tamas' hand.
Yes.
And he's probably gonna keep the. Yeah, he's keeping the Ashiok. He's gonna trade the Ashiok for the Fate Conflagration. I think he's gonna play it as soon as he sees a threat. He's not gonna play the Ashiok this turn. Yeah, I don't think he's going to.
Yeah, he's waiting to use it as a removal spell for something just before it gets drawn, effectively.
Yeah. Oh,
wow.
Oh, really?
That quite an aggressive Fated Conflagration, taking out Courser of Crucifix. It may be that Tamas Glied comes to regret that choice, because we know
I'm not keen on that play.
And he knows that Ashiok's coming.
Yeah.
And we know that he doesn't have an immediate answer to that Ashiok.
Yep.
He's leaving an Elspeth on top.
Right, so Elspeth is gonna
get woven away.
I mean, the fact that he had the conflagration was keeping Fabrizio away from casting his Ashiok, but now there's no reason not to play it.
There's every reason to play it.
Yeah.
Bye!
A plus.
And a mountain
and nothing relevant.
Okay, so it only took out Elspeth, but if that's all you're doing, then you're doing something right.
All right, Courser.
And land on top, which will presumably get played soon enough. right after that Corsa, so he gets to gain 2 life.
All right.
Yeah, there we go.
What's the next card?
A little bit of a scry.
Land on bottom, I guess. I mean, yeah.
Another land on top. So
like this is the hard luck right here.
Yeah.
This is tough to come back from this. He needs to draw like runner, good card. And now he has the Revelry to. He's gonna play the Revelry. Yeah. So now he can't even attack with the Centaurs anymore.
They're just trying to work out where the card goes that you cast off the Psychic Intrusion. It's not as if there's any regrowth effects in either of these players' decks, but you know, it still makes sense to get these things right. And Ashiok going up, not keeping the lock on. How do you feel about that?
I'm not keen on that play.
You'd rather just have him draw a land?
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, he's doing another one, but that was not necessary. Milling there was not necessary. That was no rush.
And I guess the weird thing is that with Course of Krufix in play, the land on top works a little differently, but
like here, even Course of Krufix doesn't do anything. I would just leave it there.
Maybe just play that Satyr off your Ashiok just so you're doing something with it?
Not even. I mean, what? You don't need to play it. Just control your opponent's draws, and you don't have to do anything. It's always something bigger than a Course of Krufix, than maybe like a Xenagos or something a little better. Oh wow!
So
silence.
Now, he's taking it away.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that, but.
So yeah, now there's a Banishing Light in Ashiok's future.
Yeah, like that could have been avoided.
So Ashiok chilling out there now, but almost certainly getting dealt with fairly soon. Silence the Believers dealing with both of those copies of Courser of Krufix.
So I guess 2 of the one Satyr, one Voyaging Satyr is gonna take care of a partying Satyr.
This Satyr and Satyr violence, I'm not sure how keen on it I am.
He's still ahead, but he could lose to Elspeth or something.
Yeah.
Elspeth or Dragon, or there are many draws that Tamas could have that would totally.
Yeah, I mean, this is the format with some big plays, and Naya is probably the deck with the most big draws. But
5 mana, 6 mana. Is that Elspeth? Oh wow!
There we go. We got a game on our hands. Immediately up to 5 loyalty. You've got 3 Satyrs.
Tamas is coming back from a very tough spot here.
All the Satyrs coming in.
Killing one, probably,
Killing one, jumping a couple more.
He has a Fabrizio do Corsa, right? Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what Fabrizio's got coming.
Another Corsa, not good. Not good enough.
Oh, and this is all down to having used that Ashiok a little bit more.
Oh yeah.
Could have effectively faded a couple of draw steps, and
like he could have been in the exact same situation, but with nothing on the board on Tamas' side. And
now Tamas is he's drawing it all. He's got Xenagos in play. He's got some Satyrs of his own. Another Course of Krufix. I'm going to gain 2 off playing a land. Another land on top. That's not ideal. So keen, Fabrizio. So keen to pick up another first place trophy.
Yeah, well, this is not happening after this game. He has 1 turn to kill Elspeth, otherwise it's going to be a big problem.
Elspeth's on 7 loyalty now?
Yeah. Oh, no, and he knew the card he was drawing, so...
Oh, of course he did, yeah. So that's that. We're going to a game 3. All this ultimately the entire GP coming down to one game, but we've got plenty of GPs coming up in the next few weeks. So Grand Prix Moscow, June the 14th, 15th, then Chicago, those two both standard, then Washington DC and Milan, both on the 28th, 29th, both Theros block sealed and draft. So that very much the sort of Theros block sealed weekend to sort of finish out Theros block really, because after that Grand Prix Boston Worcester, that is modern, and then we start doing things with Magic 2015 draft and standard, because that's the Pro Tour in Portland. Kind of excited to see what Magic 2015 has to do in terms of draft, because actually Magic 2014 was just a really, really good set.
I really liked
limited.
it. I really liked it.
Well,
Yeah.
you had some great. You had a top 8 in.
I had a top in Prague, yeah.
Yeah. With an interesting draft strategy, while everyone else was all over blue, you were all over everything else.
White, green, and white, red, yeah.
So we know that the core sets, while they're slightly cleaner, clearer cards that maybe are a little bit easier for newer players, that doesn't mean to say that they don't create really, really interesting games of Magic. If Magic 2015 is anything like Magic 2014, we're going to have an excellent time in Portland. And before that, though, we have one more game of Magic here at Grand Prix Manchester. At the end of it, one player will be a champion, coming and having a chat to us.
So Rich is asking who's the back-to-back winner of European Grand Prix.
He was back in
He was French. Yeah, he's French. He was that was in Lyon and Munich. Meriden draft. Top Pro Tour top 8 competitor. French national champion.
Hamon.
Yann Hamon. Yes.
Haha.
Well done, Tim.
Yes.
He won back-to-back GP in Lyon and Munich. Munich, which was the biggest GP at the time, the biggest GP ever made at the time. Well, I think it was like 12 or 1,300 people.
How times have changed, eh?
Now it's the smallest GP.
Yann Hamon. Yes. Jolly good. So a relatively elite club of people who've won back-to-back GPs. Fabrizio Anteri, one game away potentially of joining that club, joining you in that club.
Yay.
It was Dallas and
Singapore.
You had, what, 3 GPs in 3 consecutive weekends in about as different time zones as you could possibly imagine. The third one was Amsterdam, and
I was dead then.
You were. It was two-headed giant. I can't remember who you were teaming with, but.
Geoffrey Sion, yeah.
And I can't help but think that if I were you in that position, I would be leaning pretty heavily on my teammate to help me with the jet lag, make a few extra decisions perhaps.
All right, this is the last game of the tournament.
And on the last game of the tournament, Tamas Glied not looking super happy because he's got a mulligan to take. Fabrizio Anteri, you can see him there sort of stretching out, rubbing his eyes. This has been a long weekend. There's a lot of Magic, and the black-blue-green deck, a taxing deck to play. A huge amount of decisions every single turn, with Scry going on, with Planeswalkers with various abilities. Not an easy deck to play, and either of these players, as and when they win this game and ultimately the tournament, has every right to feel very pleased with themselves, because this is a tough, tough format.
Can we see Fabrizio's hand?
He's just leaving it on the table for now. If he picks it up, then we will be taking a sneaky peek if we can. For now, though, Tamas giving his deck as much of a shuffle as he can, just hoping that he doesn't have to go down to 5. Are you one of these people that when you see someone go to 6 in your head, you can't help but hear that little voice going 5, 5, 5?
Oh, hell yeah. Nah, that's not nice. But yeah, I'll do it.
You're still thinking it though.
Yeah, but I know it's not nice. But
see,
no, I think,
when I asked Simon the same question when we were in the booth earlier on, he said, "No, I never think that."
Yeah, sure. And he's going down to 5.
He is going. Is he going down to 5?
Yeah.
Oh my. So Tamas Glied there, a look on his face, he's trying to think. If I had to pick 5 cards to be my opening hand, up against Bug Control, for the decider to work out who's going to win Grand Prix Manchester, what 5 would they be? Well, it's like, well, I probably want a Skryland.
I think I would go for like 4 Skrylands and Caryatid.
Yeah?
Yeah. All 5 Skrylands.
Well, just so Thoughtseas doesn't do a whole lot. And
want to play
I've
off
got the
the top of
most
your deck,
control
yep.
I can of my draws.
Yep.
That's really interesting. I would not have got to that 5, but now you say it's actually a very interesting answer.
When you play against discard decks, against deck with discard, like Thoughtseas and Brain Maggot or other discard spells, you tend to keep a lot more hands because if you at least you have lands, you have to keep. You can't say I'm going to take an aggressive mulligan and look for a better hand because your best card is probably going to be stripped off. So you have to keep a lot more hands against this card.
Well, we're going to see what he's kept because there is the turn 1 Thoughtseas. Let's have a little look. So I can see a Skryland there and a Forest. What else have we got?
Xenagos, double Xenagos.
And
Voyaging Satyr, double
Voyaging
Xenagos.
Satyr?
Yeah. Double Xenagos.
So double Xenagos, Skryland, and a Forest. So there's the Skry, leaving it on top. Is that another Thoughtseas?
Yeah, and the Caryatid. Oh, it's Thoughtseas on top. No, it's it's another Thoughtseas.
So we may well see the Caryatid into Psychic Intrusion again. Is that a Banishing Light?
Yep.
He's going for Xenagos. I guess that there's a very real chance that, depending on Glied's draws, that Xenagos might be stranded in his hand still at the point that Psychic Intrusion happens.
Yeah.
Ideal if with the intrusion you can take something out of their hand and play it rather than taking it out of their graveyard, because that's sort of denying them the opportunity to play it too.
That's the Prognostic Sphinx on top of...
Wow. Okay. So, Tamas Glied drawing some lands, that's okay.
Yeah.
There's Prognostic Sphinx though. Here's Xenagos. Is it?
It's probably Xenagos.
It has to be.
Plus one.
Xenagos.
It doesn't even do much.
Yeah,
it gets +1 and does nothing. Just keeps
Does it just sit on it?
It's probably gain 6 life. 4 mana against 6 life. Yeah, next turn, Intrusion is going to take the Colossus. Colossus can be monstrified.
Yep.
Take 0 mana, go.
Okay. So, +1 for 0 mana there, just to get the loyalty up so that Xenagos doesn't immediately die. 3 Scries, Hero's Downfall going on top. Oh, was that all of them on the bottom? I didn't quite...
No, Hero's Downfall on top. And Psychic Intrusion.
Banishing Light or Arbor Colossus?
Actually, Banishing Light.
Or the Xenagos in the graveyard.
Actually, Banishing Light is a good thing too.
He's gone for the Colossus. For now, it's going to just chill out on the sidelines.
I mean, it's pretty much the same. Like, Colossus is going to take your Banishing Light for 3 mana.
Yep.
And, well, he's spending 5 mana to get the Colossus.
Yeah.
While on the other side, he would have been spending 3 mana to
I mean, Anteri has taken a little bit of damage here. A couple of Thoughtseas and a Satyr attack means that he's on 14 life. But, wow,
yeah.
3 business spells on top with Prognostic Sphinx doing its thing. He's decided to leave Prognostic Sphinx and then Ashiok.
He could have kept the Thoughtseas to take care of the Banishing Light.
And casting Arbor Colossus, kind of forcing Tamas Glied's hand just a little bit here.
Is that a dragon on top? Yeah. In Tamas' hand?
I think it may be, yeah. So Ashiok, Forest, and a Temple of Malady there. Ashiok, the only one of those 3 that Fabrizio Anteri has any intention of drawing anytime soon, as he casts his second Prognostic Sphinx.
The chicken brother.
So There is a 4-4 flyer for Tamas Glied, the Stormbreath Dragon, but 3-5 kind of the right stats to rumble with the Dragon. And a Hero's Downfall is enough to end it. Congratulations to our winner, back-to-back Grand Prix champion, Fabrizio Anteri. Wow.
Magic players for Grand Prix Manchester, your winner, Fabrizio Anteri!
And you can see the crowd, a pretty sizable crowd watching those finals. Anteri picking up another trophy, and pretty shortly he will be zipping across over here to come and have a few words. He's getting used to these seats. He kind of likes it under the lights, I guess. We will be back in the area very, very shortly. And hard luck on Tamas. He didn't quite have the draws that he perhaps wanted for that final game there. The mulligan really hurt him, and Thoughtseize kind of reinforced that pain. But a fine performance, and he's been on the Pro Tour plenty of times before. We'll see him at the Pro Tour again. And Fabrizio Anteri, he must be racking up the points now as well.
I don't know what his point situation is, but
it just got a bit better.
It's 8 points better now.
Yeah, I think that's going to be one of the first questions that we ask him. Captain Silverware, he's going to be heading across here very shortly.
Okay, I guess I'm going to leave my seat.
Yeah, we'll just be getting Fabrizio a microphone.
Congratulations. Thank you. I'm leaving my seat for you. I'm probably giving you my mic.
Yeah, that might work out. Let's do that, yeah. Oh, hang on, we have a microphone just going on to our champion here. I'll hold on to that, it's pretty safe here.
Thank you.
Look at that, another one of those. I'll just put that right there. Good stuff. Manchester. You've got to have some way to tell them apart when you're winning so many in such a short space of time. And come on down, Fabrizio.
Thank you.
You're making a bit of a habit of this.
Apparently, I am doing it.
So, you're now a part of a relatively elite club, back-to-back Grand Prix wins. There was a Pro Tour in between. You didn't win that one, but I don't think
it went well. I'm happy about the Pro Tour as well.
Where did you finish in the Pro Tour?
At top 75. It was my 4th Pro Tour, my second day, so I made the money as well.
Lovely.
I'm happy with that as well.
And obviously, really happy with this. What's your point situation now?
I needed to win today to make goal. So
congratulations.
Well, I'm technically a few points short, but just by
going to Portland,
just by being there, I'll get enough point for being goal for next year.
Spectacular stuff. I think that basically now you've joined the ranks of the foreigners who've led the the English national team.
Yeah, I don't think there is anybody even by winning the Pro Tour, the last Pro Tour.
Yeah, I think you've got that one locked up. So
yeah, he should be locked up as well.
Other foreigners who've been on the English national team over the years, we are Arturi Björk, Gary Wise is in the Hall of Fame. I think that Tommy Wallamies was on the English national team one year, and now your good self. So congratulations for that. We'll see you in Nice. How does it work out when you you get to the last game? You're a game up, game one. A fairly close game two, don't quite get there. You see your opponent mulligan, and then mulligan again, and you know you've got the Thoughtseize.
Both Thoughtseizes, yeah. I didn't want to overexcite myself at that point. What I told myself at that point is I'm just one thing short of winning the tournament.
Okay.
Because I can just draw many blanks, and once he reaches enough mana, he can just start attacking threats, like more or less what happened second game. So what I told myself is just don't get overexcited at this moment. It's just one thing short.
Absolutely. You've got one more game, so just take your time, think it through. We were talking about, if you're Tamas, what's the perfect hand? If you're going to have to keep a 5-card hand in this situation. And the one that we came to was 5 Scrylands, because if there is a Thoughtseize, it's going to be really bad for you.
That is true.
The Thoughtseize was there, the 5 Scrylands wasn't his hand, and ultimately, you're the one walking away with the trophy. So congratulations, Fabrizio.
Thank you.
Another one. Where's this one going to go?
I still have space in I got a little furniture just on the main trains of my flat, so this will be the 3rd one.
Yeah.
There was a small one from Antwerps behind, and there was the one from Warsaw 2 weeks ago, and now there is this one.
Fantastic stuff. You're having a banner month, it must be said, for Magic the Gathering. So congratulations again.
Thank you.
Our champion, our Grand Prix Manchester champion, Fabrizio Anteri.
Thank you.
Good job.
Thanks.